Hello and good day. This is Dr. Peter with Weekly Outlook and the review of the past month of April 2023. One third of the year has already passed and the geopolitical situation remains unchanged on an escalating course. It is only a matter of time before Europe sinks into war and life in Central Europe will become a struggle for decades. You may share my opinion or not. It is better to talk to experts who are completely independent. Anyone who has something to lose, be it reputation, money, pension, freedom or life, must represent the lies of governments in public. You may hardly believe the extent of the lies that have been told to people since the beginning of modern civilization. Almost nothing is true. That is why people like me live in their own world and question everything that is communicated by dependently employed people. It has never been as important as it is today to maintain or establish one's own independence. Every person with common sense should by now have recognized that the politicians of this world do not represent the interests of the people on whose behalf they lead a princely life, but solely the interests of their owners or those who hold their lives in their hands. Independence is first and foremost achieved by protecting one's own privacy and avoiding any display or announcement of one's financial situation. As soon as someone gains knowledge of what and how much I own, desires for one's life arise and the hunt begins for those who cannot or do not want to support themselves through work, to seize the possessions of those who are diligent and thrifty. This has always been the case and is inherent in the nature of things. Therefore, the man with a sense of responsibility toward himself and his family protect his wealth and use all legal means to prevent third-party access to it. What is right or wrong is decided by the small group of people who do not work, do not provide any added value to society, but have the power to pass laws to package theft, robbery, expropriation, kidnapping and wars into new euphemistic words, makes them into law and have people in uniforms implement them. To my constant amazement, this has worked for centuries and is unlikely to change anytime soon. Therefore, my reference to Ovid and his advice, bene cui latuit bene vixit, he who has lived in obscurity has lived well. The best way of life is when nobody knows you, nobody knows what you own. It has been repeatedly shown that people with great power often have a problem when others have larger fortunes. This encourages them to develop laws that redistribute people's wealth to themselves. There are no limits to creativity in this regard. Innovative companies such as croesus-asset.management continue to evolve and adapt highly flexibility to the change of our time. Modern technology gives us a lead of about 10 to 15 years, which we use to keep our pursuers at a distance. The interests of our customers are also my personal interest. That is why the Croesus team is constantly working on improvements and safeguards for our customers and our own assets. It is very likely that in the next 10 to 15 years, no stone will be left unturned in Germany, Poland, and possibly all of Central Europe. This affects all areas of life and should be cause for preparations. Anyone with some foresight should create flexibility and mobility and protect a portion of their wealth from third-party access. The sell-off of the remaining NFTs of our first series is progressing rapidly and Series 2 is about to start. Keep in mind, the boost that awaits the last China Sun Tower NFTs once the last one is sold and trading begins on our in-house marketplace. In the past month of April, Croesus achieved a result of 4.25%. So our overall year-to-date performance is still on track. I would like to emphasize once again that securing and preserving our clients' asset always takes priority over performance. As a trader, I must adapt to the market environment and take into account the disruption and manipulations that occur. Stay well informed. Visit our website, join the Croesus family. I look forward to hearing you. Sincerely yours, Dr. Peter Reinhardt.